Do this.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. We're so excited that you joined us. Go ahead and put your name in the chat and who invited you and where you're coming in from, and grab just, your favorite drink. If you're like me, I drink coffee all times of the day and water, like all day long. Well, I'm so excited. We have our girlfriends here, Cindy Shepa from Texas, and my bestie, National Sales Director Leah Lachlan from Ohio, and I'm Amy Allgood from Florida. So we just want this to feel like a girlfriend chat today, you guys. Honestly, I wish that I could just be sitting in a circle with you right now, like with a coffee in hand. I know Leah and I've had some of our best conversations like that. And we just love that. So all three of us just have a heart for women, and we just really want to talk to you about, why you would want to possibly consider Mary Kay now. We know that there's so many choices out there, so many options, but there's a reason that you were invited here, because you possess some qualities that your girlfriend thought that you could be a good fit. And so I would just say, listen with an open heart today. See if you feel like it is a good fit. It may be, it may not be. But again, I'm just excited that you're here, and thank you so much. And I really think that one of the things I know we all agree on is how Mary Kay helps us to remember how to dream again, and if you have little kids around you, kids or grandkids, you see they have no problem tapping into their imagination and like dreaming crazy things. And the older we get, sometimes that gets chipped away a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So we just hope that we want to talk about some dreams today too. And so we hope, whether it's through Mary Kay helping you reach your dreams, or another way, that there'll be a fire ignited inside of you today. So before we kind of get started and just kind of have some conversation today, ladies, y'all want to just say a quick hello?
Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're so glad you are watching live or watching the replay. We're excited to share with you how we just work this business around busy life, family, being entrepreneurs, and really designing the life that we want on our terms.
Yeah. Thank you, Cindy and Amy. Hello, everyone. We are honored that you are on and that you chose to spend this 30 minutes with us to hear our stories. And we're excited to share, and honored that you're here to listen. And Amy said it already, that you would listen with an open heart and open mind. When I first started hearing about Mary Kay, I was pretty closed off to the opportunity. And eventually that changed, but I wish I would have had a more open heart and mind. Right. So listen with an open heart and open mind, and you just never know what you're going to hear and what could be for you and what life can bring. So we're excited to share.
Yay. Awesome.
Yes.
So what I'd love for y'all to put in the chat right now before we begin is just, in this season of life, we're all of you are in different seasons of life. What do you want or need more of in your life right now? What would that be? So go ahead and just put that in the chat. I want you to go ahead and start thinking about, in this particular time where you're at in your life, what do you want more of, and or what do you need more of? So, all right, Leah, I'm going to start us off with the first question. Over to you, my friend. So I want to know, how did Mary Kay find you? I mean, you're such a gem. I know you could be doing a million things. You are so brilliant. And I know there's 5 million companies that would love to have you. So how did Mary Kay find you, and what made you want to start this business?
Yeah, so it was through my very, very good friend, Tina. We went to church together, and I got a postcard in the mail, and that postcard was inviting me to her Mary Kay launch party. And guys, I got it in the mail, and I'm like, oh, Tina's selling Mary Kay. Oh, Tina, like, I should call her. Is everything okay with Tina? Like, she's selling Mary Kay? What? So I thought something was wrong. Okay, so let me explain why. We were in our early 20s. I thought Mary Kay was for old ladies. I was a very low maintenance chick. I played volleyball in high school. I was an athlete my whole life, so wasn't interested in cosmetics or skincare. And so I did not have a very positive image of what Mary Kay was. So I thought something was wrong with Tina. But went to her launch party and slowly started to learn about the products and the business opportunity. And you guys, I was very, despite all the walls I had up, I was very captivated by it. And I became very intrigued and kind of interested, and fell in love with the products and started using the products, and then watched my friend Tina have fun and make extra money just doing this really part-time. And that intrigued me because I was teaching full time. I was right out of college, teaching third grade. And then I was waiting tables at night. Okay. So I'd go to school. My husband would come pick me up from school, drive me straight to an Italian restaurant in our local city. I would wait tables till like midnight. He'd pick me up, drive me home. I'd be up at 5 a.m., teach all day, wait tables all night. So it caught my attention that she was making extra money doing Mary Kay and just sharing products with women, and it looked fun. And so that was initially what got me interested, was the hope to replace my teaching income. But then here's like the real reason. Okay, that was like the surface reason. Here's the real reason. And this is an odd way to start a business opportunity, but I just didn't trust that the opportunity would work for me. Okay, I was just this normal girl from Ohio. I was kind of reserved and shy, had no sales experience. I was an athlete, low maintenance, hated speaking in front of people. I mean, you would not have known me then and thought I would sign up to do Mary Kay. Like at all. You would have thought, no, that girl's not going to make it. And so I was the least likely person, but became captivated and just thought, I'm going to try, and I'm just going to prove that it's not for normal people like me. I'm just going to prove it wrong. I'm going to do all the things they tell me to do, and I'm just going to prove that it doesn't work. So that was in the back of my mind. But then it was very attractive, the hope to make extra money. That was in the forefront too. So, yeah. So Amy, what about you? Tell us your story.
Yeah, well, I just have to touch on something that you said, because I hear this so many times, how people are like, oh my gosh, she wouldn't be good. She doesn't even wear makeup. And I'm like, right. So I just want to say that loud and clear. And I know you just said it, but we'll say that. And then still people default to that. Oh, I couldn't be good at that because I'm not girly. I'm not, into skincare and makeup. And you just heard, neither was Leah. And she is at the top of the pinnacle of the company as a national sales director. So just for you listening, if you're a guest, I want to make sure you heard that loud and clear. And if you're a consultant who may think, oh, I wasn't going to share that with this person, because you never know this is going to impact. Let them choose, right? We don't want to choose for people. So I was in corporate America when Mary Kay found me, Leah. And I really was, I'm just going to be honest, I was really success and money driven at the time. I really, in my head, success was all about moving up the career path, money. But deep down, there was always this thing that kind of was missing. And ultimately, I wasn't being fulfilled at the corporate job, even though I was successful, even though I was making money. But I remember having this conversation with my dad when I was graduating college, and he was asking me what I wanted to do, because I decided my major was not the path I wanted to go. So I was kind of confused about what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. And so he said, what do you want in a career? I did want to make money because both my parents were teachers. So growing up, we didn't have a lot of money. And second is I really wanted to make a difference. Oh my goodness, I wanted to do something to make a positive impact on this world. And unfortunately, I just could not find any careers that you could do both. And so I did take the selfish route and go the money route, and went in the corporate and did that, and said later in life, I'll do the thing to help people. And that was honestly my thought process. And so when Mary Kay came in and I heard about it, I wasn't like you, where I tried the product. So if some of you are listening and you have not even tried the product, that was me. I just knew the reputation of Mary Kay. I tried it back when I was in middle school. I knew it was a great product, but I was really intrigued by the opportunity that this was the first career I heard that there were so many women earning six figures, making millions, and they were making this positive difference in the world. Because most of what we are learning about in Mary Kay, to your surprise, it's not cosmetics and skincare. It is life skills. It's people skills. It's faith, family, career, all this other stuff. So I would not be here today if this was all about cosmetics. There's so much more. So that's for me why I chose it as a career, because I feel like I could go do a lot of things and make great money. But here I can make money and make a difference. So
Leah, you talked about how, you kind of got in for to prove to prove that it didn't work for normal people, which it's really crazy because Leah, I went to a launch party. I never would have ever imagined that Mary Kay would have been for me. I didn't even wear makeup. I thought it was for old women, you know, with blue hair, bobs of makeup. And I was a teacher. we're like
yeah, we're vibing here.
Yeah. So I didn't know all this about you, Leah. So that's, I was like listening to you, I'm like, wow, this is very weird.
Yeah.
But I want to know, like, when did it shift? Like, when did you like realize, okay, this is legit. Like, I can really like normal people that are athletes, that aren't the salesy people, that, you know, are the reserved, quiet people. Like, normal people can be successful at this. Like, when did you start really seeing that transition in your thought process of this is really a legit company?
Yeah, because that's a great question, because it was very much a big shift. I mean, I remember even saying in the very, very beginning, because my friend Tina is like, we're going to do this. We're going to earn pink Cadillacs. We're going to go all the way. And I'm like, well, you can, but I'm like, I would never leave teaching to sell lipstick. I mean, I said those exact words to her. Because again, I just really hadn't caught the vision for it. And I didn't realize the impact. Like Amy said, she really wanted to make an impact and make a difference. I hadn't made that connection yet that Mary Kay could impact people. Now, 18 years later, you guys, I've seen it change more lives in America, all over the world. Women's lives, families, communities, marriages, I mean, it has touched every area of my life and has impacted me in more ways than I could even have time to share. So my very first month in Mary Kay, you guys, I sold, despite really not knowing the difference between a cleanser and a moisturizer, I sold 2,000 retail in products, which is pretty good for your first month. The product sells itself. So in spite of myself, I sold 2,000 retail. We make a 50% commission. Okay. I profited half of that. And for a college student who had just graduated, who was teaching, and my husband was still in school, an extra $1,000 was a big deal to us. Mm-hmm. And it has never gone below that ever since then. That was 18 years ago. It kept increasing every month, increasing. And so that was immediately like, okay, you can make extra money. And I made more than I made waiting tables selling Mary Kay my first month. And then it was in 8 months doing this part-time as a side gig that I had earned a free car with Mary Kay. And I'm kind of looking around thinking, like, is this legal? Like, am I like, this is legal, right? And then a couple months after that, moved into a leadership position. Couple months after that, earned my second free car. Couple months after that, earned a pink Cadillac, my first of now like 7 pink Cadillacs. And at that point was making close to a 6-figure income. And while teaching, and I was doing Mary Kay part-time, and I looked at the pay scale for my like, if I would have stuck with teaching, it would have taken me 35 years to make what I started making in my first year of Mary Kay.
Wow.
And so it just started becoming very obvious that the Mary Kay was more of an opportunity, and I saw that it was more than just lipstick, and it was impacting women. And so I made a tough decision to leave teaching, and I cried that day. I cried and cried the day I left teaching. I knew I wasn't coming back because it was closing a chapter. But I knew I was going to still teach. I was just teaching
a different way.
Yep, a different group of people and a different topic. But now I was impacting women.
Yes, right?
Yeah. Who are the big influencers? Yes. It was impacting women who could take that home and impact their children. And so, yeah, so much shifted from the very beginning, and knowing what Mary Kay was to seeing the opportunity that it can really be for women and for families.
So Amy talked about how in the beginning, how we're all about dreaming big, and, you know, that sometimes, especially in life right now, in our current environment, that I think this world is really become dream handicapped. And I know I did when I was a teacher, Leah, and you can answer to yourself too, is, you know, I used to have big dreams as a little girl. And then really teaching just really stifled it, in the fact that, you know, my biggest dream was to be able to pay all my bills and not have to eat ramen noodles at the end of the month. Right. And so, and like you, I was like very skeptical of if I could really make money with this Mary Kay
Yeah,
thing,
for
right?
sure.
So I really just set myself up for, I just want to make $100 a week. I'm like, I think I can do that, you know, make $100 a week and pay down credit card debt, right? And so the first dream that I financed in my Mary Kay business was the first 4 months. I gave myself a whole year to pay off $8,000 in credit card debt, and it took 4 months to pay that. And so that is really for me, like, where I realized, like, this is not just a little side gig, but this is a way that I can really even not just supplement my income, but even make the money as a career, right? And really finance dreams. So what is a dream that you have financed with your Mary Kay business? I'm sure there's tons, but pick out your favorite dream that you have financed with your Mary Kay business.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Yeah, my favorite dream. It changed our financial world overnight. I mean, overnight. All of a sudden I was making six figures and have been making an executive level income for 18 years. Did not have children when I started Mary Kay, but now I have 5 kids ranging from 13 to 2. We've been very busy.
And you've got lots of spare time.
Right. So I'd have to say what feels most relevant to me right now in this season of life, where I have small children, young children who are very involved, very busy, is how much freedom I have to fully invest in my family and my children. And I can design my life. I can design my days. I am the CEO of my organization, and I call the shots and run my life with lots of freedom to invest in my family and children. Yet I have this amazing career where I get to connect with women like Cindy and Amy, and I can make a 6-figure income from home. I can generate income from home. That was especially significant during our COVID years.
Yes.
Generated that income from home. I drive a free car. We're able to travel the world with Mary Kay as a perk. For leaders in Mary Kay, we get to travel. But the freedom and flexibility, because I see so many moms pulled in so many different directions between career and kids, or having to give up a career to be with the kids, or having to feel the mom guilt because they still need the career, but they've got the kids, and there's just that tension there. And in Mary Kay, we get to live the best of both worlds. And I'm like living it right now. My kids are all here. I'm surprised you have not seen them come in. You might see them pop in. But like living the best of both of those worlds feels the most relevant, and I think speaks to any mom hearts out there, that you get to be the mama and be at home, but you get to make some money and be with women as well, and have something that develops you and grows you, and allows you to be an adult and use your skills and your energy for more than the tasks that the mom life requires, which can be, you know, there's nothing glamorous about it, you know. It's meaningful, but it's not glamorous. You get to still like be a woman and like use your skills too while living the mom life.
That's so good. I'm so glad you talked about that, because I think so many women feel like they have to choose. It has to be either or. But you just said it can be both and, right? And
Yeah.
to find that, I think so many times women are struggling with that identity, or I'm just a mom, or I'm just this career, and then I feel guilty over here, but guilty over here. And so I know all of us would agree. We didn't know how to do that well. Not that we're perfect at it, but we've learned that from some
Yeah.
incredible women who've showed us that. So I think we're all grateful for that. Well, Leah, as we start to wrap up, what would you say, what would you want women to know about Mary Kay today? What do you think maybe they'd be surprised about, or what would you want women like listening to this right now? Why should they say yes to being a part of our company now?
Again, I'll speak to something that feels relevant to me. That if you don't see yourself in this role, I like people to know that you can be you.
Yes.
And you can come in and you don't have to become someone or be like someone, which was a misconception I had in the beginning. I saw even my friend Tina, and I saw other women do Mary Kay, and I thought, I could never be like that. That's just so not me. Guys, my mom wouldn't answer the door when door-to-door salespeople would come around. So I got the clear message that nobody likes salespeople. So I even had this thing, like even when I started Mary Kay, I'm like, nobody likes people who sell things. Like I just can't be that person. And to my great surprise, I learned that I can just be myself. And I always have been for 18 years. I'm just me. And I never had to like become something that was uncomfortable or not authentic to me.
Authentic to you, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have to become something not authentic to me. In fact, I got an enhanced version of myself because working a business from home and building your own business, it will force you to grow. Like you can't help but grow in Mary Kay. You will become a better version of yourself because you're going to have to step outside of your comfort zone. And it's a little scary and uncomfortable. We all were. Cindy, I know you were. Amy, I mean, nobody starts Mary Kay without like kind of like a bit of insecurities and discomfort. But the benefit of that, my friends, is that you will grow as a person more than you ever imagined that you could. And so I get this enhanced, grown version of myself that I don't think other things could have pulled out of me, because there's just something about working your own business that it like pulls the best version of you out of yourself. And Mary Kay is very, very good at doing that for women. And so that's why I would say yes. Guys, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. I think that's a Michael Jordan quote. You miss all the shots you don't take. Like, be curious enough to try. If it doesn't work out, oh well, scratch it off your bucket list of things to try. But I think all women should at least try building their own business. And Mary Kay is a great, safe, warm, positive, happy place to do that. And you'll never know. You'll never know. Like, had I not tried, I would have never known I could make a 6-figure income being at home with my kids. I would have never traveled all over Europe and all over the world with my husband. I would have never driven a free car. I would have never met Amy and Cindy. I would have left this whole dream life behind if I would have been too scared to try. And there's a dream life waiting for you. And don't be too scared to try. Just give
Well,
it
and to add to that too, Leah, I think that we become better versions of ourselves too, not just from doing the work at working from home, but also the people that we surround ourselves with.
Yep.
And it elevates us to a
Yep.
whole new level. When you surround yourself with empowering, godly women that praise you to success, you become better, and so we have that being your own boss aspect, right? Which I think that that's such a powerful thing, to be able to design your life and be your own boss. But we're in business for ourselves, but we're not in business by ourselves. And we are like the people we surround ourselves with. And the community and the culture in this business is so set apart. It is so set apart than anything I've ever experienced in my life. And so I think that really does make a difference as well. And what sets, why people should say yes. We were made for community, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Amen.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'd love for y'all to put in the chat. I know y'all have heard some amazing things. Like, what have you heard from Leah today, or from Cindy or myself, that has just struck a chord with you? It's resonated with you personally. Put that in the chat. We'd love to see what that is. And I'm going to kind of wrap up with just sharing what we're looking for in women, and then Cindy's going to tell you how you can make a decision. So, we are looking for specific women, and mostly we're looking for women who would be excited about impacting women's lives. That is the core of what we're about. well, and women who would really truly want to live out their values that align with our values, which is to put God first in your life, family second, and career third. It's here that we teach you to have really a personal relationship with the Lord. This is a Christian company, and we're so excited and proud of that because that's who shapes us to be who we are. It's very family oriented. If you're someone who says, I want to be able to call the shot so that I can create my life and design it around my family, because that is my priority. And then, third, someone who says, I could get excited about having a career that I'm impacting and making a positive difference in women's lives. That's really the core of what we're all about. We really do look for high achieving women. And so it doesn't matter what our backgrounds, teachers, corporate America, we all have this giant inside of us. I think it's in there for everybody, but as Leah said, sometimes you have to have that pulled out. But really, there's 5 things that high achieving women want in a career. And I'm going to just tell you these 5 real quick, because to my surprise, number 5 is money. So remember, that's why corporate America I wasn't being fulfilled. So maybe you're in a position like I was, where you're making good money, but it's just, you're not satisfied, right? So yes, that's important. We all need to make a living, but that's number 5. So whether you start out making $1,000 a month like Leah did, or you want to grow into an executive income like we've talked about today, there's a place for that money here to be able to do that. But the number one thing I touched on earlier, it's what I was missing, was the fulfillment. So that's the number one thing that high achieving women want in a career. They desire something that aligns with their values and their passions and their purpose, and they want to make that difference. So if you're currently doing something that's not making a difference and you're a high achieving woman, you probably know that restlessness that's happening inside and why that is. And as Cindy said, we elevate women to bring them into their God-given potential. The second thing that you heard us touch on today was personal growth. High achieving women don't want to just learn the skill of what they're doing. They want to learn, they want to grow and be better for themselves so they can be better for their teams and their those that they influence and their families. They want to learn new skills. They value learning and education. They want that work-life balance. The third thing is that they value flexibility. I mean, Leah said she's living the dream right now because she has the choices and the flexibility. Your ability to prioritize both your family, your personal life, and your professional life. And there is a place to do both. And then the fourth one is the rewards and recognitions. Leah and I could tell you story upon story from all the places. We've probably traveled over 15 countries together with our husbands. Our husbands know each other, our kids know each other. Like, it's a beautiful thing to be able to be recognized for a job well done. I mean, corporate was never going to do that. Teaching was never going to do that. So it's like, what could you be missing out on if you don't say yes? I want that to make you uncomfortable for a minute, because yes, all these things, but what could you be missing out? Yeah. What could not be in your story and your journey if you don't say yes to this? So Cindy, tell them how they can get started. Because I mean, who wouldn't want to join this amazing company with us?
I know, right? Well, we love choices in Mary Kay. Don't women love choices, right? And so you actually have a few choices. Everybody starts with a $35 e-start. So you can actually start a Mary Kay business today with as little as $35. Like, that's the only financial obligation you have, is $35. Okay. And that comes with your website, where people can shop 24/7, right? And Mary Kay maintains that completely. And then it also comes with your ProPay, which is your credit card processing that is connected to your website. So they can shop and they can pay right there online. And so that's your e-start. It also unlocks all the back office stuff to where you get to shop for yourself for 50% off. You get to start making 50% profit. You get all the education and the training and the mentors like me and Leah and Amy, right? You get your very own business coach and mentor to give you the tools that you need to be successful. You can also upgrade. I'm going to share my screen real quick to share with you how you can upgrade on that e-start kit if you choose to. And so we have, this is the e-start right here. You get a little pack in the mail from Mary Kay. You can add to that for $45. There's a little sample pack. It's our e-start plus if you want to work completely virtually, this is a good option for you. It comes with about enough samples for about your first 30 people. It's about $100 worth of samples for only $45. Okay. And then the big one, the awesome one is our Pro Start. And this is, if you're wanting to work this as a business, would be really what I would recommend. And that comes with over $400 worth of full retail product, plus sales aid samples, a cute little bag, a little flip chart where you can read and present the product. So it really is like a little business in a bag, and such a great value. And so if you're going to be doing any in-person appointments at all, or even if you're not, I think that's such a great value. So those are your choices. So drop in the comments, if you were to start a Mary Kay business today, would you just start with the $35? Which is fine, the eStart, or would you upgrade to any of the other two options? Go ahead and drop that in the comments. You actually have 15 days to upgrade. So we do want to tell you about that as well. So in closing, we do love to give you to get a decision. We love decision makers. Okay. We love decisive people. I've heard many times before, analysis equals paralysis, right? Like that, when you think about it and think about it and think about it, it just gives you gives the enemy an opportunity to get in your brain and tell you, oh, you don't wear makeup, or oh, you're not the sales type, or oh, you're not outgoing enough, or whatever the enemy will tell you, those lies that could hold you back from what God has for you in this business. And so we do love decision makers, and we actually have a little gift for you from your director when you or national, when you make a decision within the next 24 hours to say yes to this Mary Kay business. So you're going to drop in the comments an A, B, or C. A is absolutely like, what do I have to lose? Like Leah said, what do I have to lose, right? The worst case scenario is you get your product for 50% off for the rest of your life. Like, that's the worst thing that can happen. Oh, well, right? For $35, which is like less, than a tank of gas. Let's just be real, people. Okay. And so that is A. B is, I have a few questions. Book me for a MK Q&A or coffee chat or something. Let's talk more, because I've got some questions for you. So that is a B. And C is, I feel like I know everything that I need to know. I don't have any questions. I don't mind paying full price for my products, and I just want to support my consultant as a customer, which we love our customers. We would not be in business without them. So drop A, B, or C in the comments, or in text that to your Mary Kay consultant so she can follow back up with you with whatever your answer is. So thank you so much for everybody that joined us today. We appreciate you, and we hope that you're going to be at least an A or a B, so we can do more live with y'all.
Yeah.
Yes,
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.